Alright YouTube, it's your boy Impala Chris coming back with the update video on the 61 conversion. So, as you can see, I made a little rack to put in my windshield post. I used the 62 downstairs and I made this to make sure all my measurements are right. There's a little divot here. I went off down to the windshield wiper. I did this other one up here straight down to the center of the dash. And I did this other one on the other divot straight to the bolt hole. I measured it out on the other car downstairs. So I made this and I brought it up to the car that I was working on to put this in, and it fit perfectly just like the other one. So I measured from here all the way to here to the other side like that too. The measurement equal perfect too. So it tells me everything's lining up. And I did one more from here to the floorboard. And all five came up the same exact as the car downstairs. So I'm right on point. Because the 62 downstairs is a real rag. So everything's looking good. It's the first time changing this piece out, so I'm happy with it. And let me give you close-ups of what's going on. So as you can see on this side, I cut this side off first, and it was a little bit hell to get off. So I kind of bent this one up and twisted it. So I've been doing hammer and dolly work on it, trying to get the shape back because I twisted it a little bit. So don't mind it; it's gonna look good at the end. And there was a couple hidden welds back here that I couldn't see that made me tear it all apart and tear it all up. But it's gonna look good. And then I got this piece we'll put in right here, and then I'll go back and clean up all the rest. It's just the whole point. I want to get all the measurements right first before I try to make everything look all pretty. So this is that copper welt through primer. I use a lot of U-Pull products. This stuff works pretty good. So it looks rough, but just giving you guys a glimpse. And we'll walk over to the other side. The other side I still got to grind down and make look good, but it's all welded up real nice. And I put welds on the inside of this really hot. I really cranked my welder up really hot to make sure everything melted real tight in there, so everything will be looking good. And this door shuts really nice. Everything lines up. It shuts real good. The other side, I still got to adjust the door back a little bit so it's catching, but that's our next step, is to get that door adjusted back. Once I get this welded in, I'm going to loosen this door up, get it adjusted back, and then next we're going to go to the tub, and I got to do a little trimming to make this thing to get the doors to shut, because that's what I'm going to do. Just make the doors shut, leave the tub as it is with the doors shut, and then I'm going to work on the trunk area, because as you can see, the tub I'm using, this is way outside of the original one. So I got the original trunk back pieces to put in there, so I'm going to work on that. And once I get that halfway lined up, we'll go back and start tightening the tub in. But we'll do that and make sure this rack closes, and I'll put all the chrome back on. Make sure everything's all legit. I'm pretty sure it'll line up because the rack lined up on the other car. It was shut the whole time, so everything should be on point. So if this locks in, if the rack locks in up here, it's going to be game on, and then we'll start throwing some welds in and start fixing the wheel wells. Start trimming them all up. Do whatever I got to do to make them fit in and get them nice and tight. And boy Impala Chris, man, getting at it. I hope you guys are staying warm because it's really cold outside.